Schwan Man.
Mitch.
Show history, baby.
Let's make it happen, bro.
Welcome into DNVR Bets. Mitch and Jake holding it down. Andre's off. RK hanging at Broncos training camp. Who better than to bet when they're out than the two of us?
In this beautiful studio as well, bro.
Love
it in here.
Love a Studio B appearance. Love it. Love it. Guys, we have plenty to bet about today. You got Women's World Cup tonight. Hyped. We have Team Colorado.
Yep, Team Colorado.
In the basketball tournament in, 28 minutes?
Yes, sir.
We have baseball going on. We have all sorts of stuff.
F1?
F1, of course. How could we forget about F1? Hey, my big three hit on F1 last week.
What'd you have?
I had Hamilton podium.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't trust him to win, and then he won.
What'd you get on that?
I would have to go back in the...
Was it plus 200?
You're our show historian, Yaya. Do you remember what it was? No. You don't have to.
Was it plus 200 or more?
Yeah, it was.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was plus 230 or
Nice,
something
man.
like that. Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it at all. I was kidding. Do you want to start with your big three or you want to start with my big three? Mine's all more soccer if we want to get into Women's World Cup stuff. I don't know where yours is at.
I got a little bit of Women's World Cup. Let's have you start it off and then we'll...
Perfect. Let's bring up my big three there. Yeah. You know what? I think we've talked about this on this show. I've talked about it on TDSP. I've talked about it on DNVR Rapids with me and Yaya's show. And I just can't talk enough about how this is the best team in the tournament. It isn't close. They are dominant. The fact that this isn't minus 200 or more just for a three-way money line tonight, take it and run.
Love it, man.
Minus 155, easy. In the game on Friday against Vietnam, it was just the Colorado goal scorers. It was Haran and Sophia Smith. So tonight, I'm calling Alex Morgan is due. She is the god. We need her to score. We love her. We need a goal from her. Plus 160. Go ahead and take that one. And then I wanted to go a little bit of a long shot. Netherlands is as good of a team as they'll face in this group, obviously. One of the highlight matches of the group stages in the whole tournament. But even Yaya said it was a lackluster performance in their first game, only putting up 3 goals against Vietnam. I'm calling them to put up 3 goals tonight. Plus 330. That's my kind of long shot of the big three. I love it.
Love it, man.
Yeah, give me goals tonight. Trinity Rodman, Alex Morgan, the whole gang gonna score.
Well, yeah, we'll get to Sophia Smith. We've got some dogs though on this team, and like you said, easily the best team in the fields.
Dogs on dogs on dogs.
And you've seen it for countless tournaments too. They're just a class above everyone.
It's three-peat time, baby.
Let's get after it.
The bar's going to be lit tonight. If you guys are listening and you haven't been to a soccer game at the bar, whether it was last World Cup or this World Cup, there is not a better place to be in town. So come hang out with us. It's going to be great.
For sure.
Yeah. Let's throw up our guy Jake's big three.
Let's do it. Yeah, today.
Our guy D-Line was making up. He was messing around with some of the layers on the faces and took off a bunch of Jakes. And now we have Jork. Welcome in, Jork. This is Jork's big three. Walk us through it, baby.
Oh, do I need to shave my eyebrows?
Oh, that's my big three, though.
Oh, wrong one.
Well, no, it is. I think you just put mine on there.
Yeah, give me one.
That's okay. Walk us through yours, Jork. As we talk about it. Yeah, I'll pull it up here in a sec.
All right. I've got Team Colorado. You already mentioned it. Taking on the Men of Mackey, which is Purdue's TBT team.
Walk me through some of the players on Purdue's squad here before I buy into this bet.
Okay. Let's see. I don't even know.
There's nobody?
Well, you tell me. Who stands out to you here?
Isaiah Wilkerson for sure. Man.
That's it, huh?
Yeah, they do not have a great representation. Now, Team Colorado.
Now we go to Colorado. We got Tyler Bay. We got Deshaun
T-Bay.
Swartz. We got Evan Batty. I mean, all these guys.
Xavier Johnson.
Buffs. Yeah, man.
My guy, Dallas Walton.
Yeah. So give me Team
Colorado. Evan Batty is playing.
Yes.
The mayor of Boulder
Yes.
is in this tournament.
Yes.
You know, I saw him at the Nuggets championship parade.
Really?
Yeah, he was partying here afterward.
Oh, yeah. I heard
They were
that.
pounding Rakia. That guy was burnt.
I was donezo, man. That was an early day for me, and once the parade ended, I was out. Anyways, give me Team Colorado. We're minus.
Let's go.
What are we? 145 on the money line. Just take that.
We love that.
And then Sophia Smith. You mentioned her already.
Yeah.
Colorado girl.
Yes.
Was
Windsor zone.
Yes, sir. Was a standout soccer player at Stanford. I think won 2 college cups with them.
Mm-hmm.
Now in the U.S. What is it? U.S. Women's Soccer League or the National Women's Soccer League?
Yeah, NWSL. Yep.
She's been tearing it up. You already mentioned she had some goals in the last game. Let's keep it rolling. We'll take her to score anytime plus 170.
Ooh, that's a tasty number right there.
And then F1, my guy Alexander Albon. Let's get a points finish plus 110, man. Let me break this down for you.
What's a points finish mean?
So you got to finish in the top 10. That's when you score the points.
It's 10, 1 point,
10 is
and
1
1
point.
is 10 points.
10 is like 25 points.
Oh, that's confusing.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Okay, but get a point. Okay.
Yeah, so we need him to get a point. He finished 11th last week at Hungary. Hungary is often called Monaco with less walls. Very twisty, very tight track.
Yeah.
That just doesn't suit Williams' car. It's very slippery in a straight line. They've always had great straight line speed. We're in Spa in Belgium for this weekend's race. A very fast track. I think Williams is going to take advantage of that. Let's get a points finish for my guy Albon. That's Jork's picks.
I'm going to take all those.
Let's go.
Jork knows what's good.
Hell
we need
yeah.
more Jork in our life. Those are all great bets. I think we're going 6-0 on this one, baby.
Hopefully, man.
Man, could you imagine Alex Morgan and Sophia Smith banging in goals today? Add in a Trinity Rodman from one of my long shots from the Women's
There
World
you
Cup
go.
show we did last week. When I picked her to lead the team in scoring, hasn't scored yet. But it's only been one game. I think she won't do that. Let's get into our dilemma of the day. But first, we have to talk about DraftKings.
Let's go.
The homies. I used them during the UFC fights this weekend in London. Cashed in on the English guys. New customers, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code DNVR. Pretty easy to remember if you're watching this show. Bet just $5 to score $150. That can't be right. That's a lot. $150 in bonus bets just for $5 betting?
Yes, sir.
That's it.
We love
That's all you
DraftKings.
have to do? DraftKings hooking it up. You love to see it. That is code DNVR. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Massachusetts, call 800-327-5050 or visit gamblinghelplinema.org. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467369. In Kansas, call 1-800-522-4700. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort. Do you know Boot Hill?
No, I just know we shout it out every time.
What a great name. Let's go to Boot Hill. Let's do a DNVR little day trip.
DNVR takes over Boot Hill?
Yeah, dude. Let's go throw down. In West Virginia, gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit www.1800gambler.net. All games regulated by the West Virginia Lottery. Please play responsibly in partnership with Hollywood Casino, Charlestown Races in Connecticut. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. 21 plus in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. 1 boost per eligible game. Opt-in required. Max bet $50. 10 plus leg required for 100% boost. Eligibility, wagering, and deposit restrictions apply.
Well done, my guy. Whew.
Woo!
Do you need to wipe the brow or something after that? My goodness.
No, I'm cool as a cucumber, baby, and I'm ready to talk our dilemma, which I think Yaya is typing out as we speak. Oh, he didn't make our dilemma, so we're going to talk dilemmas. You are probably all in on football season.
Oh, yeah.
You were just at Pac-12 Media Days in Las Vegas. You talked to
Everyone.
Travis Hunter, Shadur Sanders, the Pac-12 commish, Caleb Williams.
We didn't get Caleb. We got Lincoln.
Good. We don't want him on this show. This is pro Colorado show here, baby. So we decided with training camp coming up, that's where RK is today, with Schwan Man hosting, we're going to talk some football futures. College, NFL. You start us off. What are you seeing? What are you liking? Any specific bet that just screams out, bet me?
So do you want a player prop or do you want a team prop?
Give me one of each.
All right. So look, Aaron Rodgers with the Jets now.
Okay.
And I think he's playing with the best wide receiver he's had since Devontae Adams. So not too long, but That's a huge thing to say. Garrett Wilson is a dog. I think he's going to have a fantastic year.
Okay.
We can get plus money over 8.5 touchdown receptions for him
Okay.
for the season, plus 120 on that.
On what? I'm sorry. Run that number past me one more time.
So we want
Receiving touchdowns?
Yes. We want our guy, Garrett Wilson, over 8.5 touchdowns, plus 120.
That is, yes.
Plus money, man.
Give me that.
You remember when Devontae Adams was doing his thing in Green Bay? He was a touchdown scoring machine. They do have some other weapons. Corey Davis is still there. But Garrett Wilson, I think, is going to cement himself as one of the top receivers in the league this season.
I love that.
If you want a team future here, honestly, take the Bengals to win the AFC North. It's plus 150. The Ravens, they're probably the next team up there, the next team in the odds, of course. I'm not a believer in Cleveland. Pittsburgh, I think they can be feisty. Kenny showed some good things last year. I think he can build upon. But I just think this, Burrow is just getting it going. Chase is getting it going. They're so hard to beat when they're rolling. So maybe we have some stumbles early in the year like we saw last year.
Sure.
But this is the best team in the North, plus 150. Love that value.
I got a player future as well. Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Ooh.
Now, I can't believe that I look at this number and it's still plus by a pretty wide margin. I think this guy should be the betting favorite. He is the betting favorite. But I think he should be far and away the betting favorite. I think Will Anderson.
Yep.
He's going to get all the snaps. He's going to get all the chances to rush the quarterback, all the chances to disrupt behind the line of scrimmage. I've been a Will Anderson guy for a couple years now. I'm all in. Give me Will Anderson plus 400 Defensive Rookie of the Year.
I love that because pass rushers often win this award. We saw, I can't remember who won it last year, but Micah Parsons came on this scene, immediately did this. I bet on him, similar number before that season, and that was a lock by midseason. He was going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
Just looking at the other guys, it's a lot of corners.
Like Witherspoon at plus 1,000 is interesting to sprinkle, I think.
Well, the thing with corners, though, I feel like it's hard for them to win that award. Like, you're gonna
get picked on.
Yeah, you have to have an amazing season, like 6+ interceptions, like almost like what Sauce Gardner did last year.
Witherspoon,
the Defensive Rookie of the Year.
That's a good point. Well, Witherspoon to me is so interesting. Uncle Pete Carroll, defensive back guru, Seattle, solid defense. He's coming in. He can maybe if he gets even 2 or 3 pick sixes, has a solid season. You could see him in the mix, so maybe it's worth a sprinkle at plus 1,000. Past that, I don't see a name I'm even interested in.
Christian Gonzalez is a stud. He was my favorite corner in the draft.
Sure.
He's just above at plus 950.
Right.
He's going to be thrown into the fire at New England. Emmanuel Forbes, another corner I liked. He's in Washington. He's a little thin, though, so it's probably a bit early on him. Other than that, we're looking at Jalen Carter. Tyree Wilson could do some things. I don't think... He's just not at that level at Will Anderson.
No.
He'd have to have a phenomenal season, I think, to win this award.
Yep.
Jack Campbell, Van Ness, linebackers. Again, you need to have close to 150 tackles, make some turnovers that turn into scores, stuff like that.
It's tough.
It's tough for a rookie.
My team future I want to start out with right now, and this could be, we're talking to our guy, Adam Mares. He just came back from Iceland. Maybe he's still in vacation brain. We're in on these Broncos, baby.
Oh, are we doing this?
Broncos to make the playoffs.
Let's go, man.
Plus 180. You're almost getting 2-1 to root for your team to make the playoffs.
I love it.
Come on.
USA Today
posted
their official record predictions yesterday. They had the Broncos at 10-7. They didn't give them a wild card because the Jets were at 12-5 or whatever.
Okay.
But 10-7, that's hard to get them to the wild card in the AFC just with these quarterbacks. But I believe in Sean Payton, and I'm ready to roll, man.
In DraftKings, you can get the Broncos over 9.5, but that's just plus 175. So honestly, you should just take them to make the playoffs if you think they're going to go over 9.5 wins.
A little more juice.
If you really want to go crazy, and I've talked myself into a Broncos 11-win season every year for my entire life, we're talking over 10.5 is plus 300. Don't bet it. That's insane. But maybe. Is there any other teams you're interested in you think have a wonky line? To me, I see this Packers under 7.5.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically even money. It's at minus 115.
Right.
Which is interesting enough to sprinkle in there if you're big into the futures game. right? I don't see Jordan Love doing it, even though all they do is win games as LaFleur does, right? Like all he does is win 13 games a year.
Yep.
I don't think that's going to happen this year.
It's going to be a tough season, man. Rodgers, getting up there in age, he still did a lot for this team, and this team faces some of the same problems. They're going to have a great offensive line, but outside targets wise, they don't really got much to work with, and with a young quarterback, you kind of need, those known quantities for him to target down the field. So I'm with you on that one.
Do you like to place hate bets on futures? I'm a hate bet guy.
Emotional security?
Yeah.
Are we talking Chiefs to win the Super Bowl plus 600?
No, I'm placing a hate bet. I was going to take Chargers. You can get plus money under 9.5.
Okay.
So if you think they're a 9-win team, which to me, that's what the Chargers do.
Yep.
Chargers charger.
Yes.
They might be 4-0, 4-1, 5-1. Everyone's going to be blowing smoke, and they'll finish 9-8.
You're spot on. This happens every year. It's like clockwork.
Every year. So you can go under 9.5 for the Chargers plus 100.
All right.
That is a hate bet.
Say less, brother.
Hate bet. I'm hate betting hard. Do you have any other awards that you've looked at that you're interested in?
Let me take a look here. We went to Defensive Rookie of the Year. Let's go on the other side of the ball. Offensive Rookie of the Year.
There's a Coach of the Year bet I like a lot.
Ooh, we'll get to that.
Okay.
I think Bijan Robinson plus 275, again, the favorite to win it. Running backs just come into the league sometimes and explode, and I can absolutely see that happening from him. This offense is going to be built around him. Again, they don't really have a quarterback. Yeah. He's going to see a ton of work. So plus 275, I love that. And then the second favorite, Bryce Young. I've always loved Bryce Young.
Me too.
Don't tell me he's too small, too skinny. The guy just throws flames. If this team finds themselves, in the wild card race in December, plus 500 is going to look really good by then.
Can you imagine? He's so good. He's just clutch. He's the definition of clutch.
Yep.
I think plus 500 is really nice on that. When you go down the line, I like to usually start at the bottom and just go up until I see a number I'm willing to spend.
Sure.
Right? And you don't really get to that until maybe Jahmyr Gibbs at plus 1,000.
That's the guy I'm looking at.
I'm not interested in Zay Flowers at plus 3,000. I think that's a tempting name. It's an interesting name. Plus 3,000 is obviously a lot. Anthony Richardson is going to get a ton of opportunity. He has a cannon. They don't have a ton of skill guys, besides Jonathan Taylor, which means it's just going to be.
They got Pittman.
But he's young.
Yep.
Right? It's just going to be hand it to Taylor. So to me, I'm not going anywhere outside of quarterback. Bryce Young makes the most sense there.
I mean, the quarterbacks have great odds too. So, and this is obviously a quarterback-driven league. They win these awards all the damn time. I mean, if you throw a little bit on Young, Stroud, and Richardson,
you're probably going to hit one.
You probably hit, yeah.
Right, because Bijan has to probably have double-digit touchdowns,
over
1,200 yards,
1,200 for sure.
And that's not. I don't know if that can happen. I just don't know if they're good enough for that to happen.
That's the question. And can they stay on the field? Can they, get first down, score some points, or are they just, is Desmond Ridder going 3 and out? And
you think it's going to be Desmond Ridder the whole time?
Yeah.
You're not a Marcus Mariota guy? Quarterback didn't change your mind?
No.
Because he's the chillest dude on the planet after watching that show.
I
love that guy.
I don't watch that show. I'm not watching that show, and I keep saying it's because I don't subscribe to Patrick Mahomes' propaganda.
I wouldn't call it propaganda. Honestly, it's been really interesting watching it.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
I still don't subscribe.
I had to watch
Mahomes
it for
propaganda.
my Broncos appearance last week, and it was tough. It was tough making his wife likable. That was the hardest part.
That's what I've heard. I don't want that in my life, bro.
That was difficult.
Coach of the year.
Coach of the year. I mean, do we have to?
It's Sean Payton plus 900.
Plus 900.
Yep.
Plus 900. Can you believe that? Yeah. Are you going to bet that? Plus 900, Sean Payton? You don't believe in
Doubter.
I don't believe in Russ, which you need Russ.
Fair. But if Sean Payton throws in Jarrett Stidham week 6 and all of a sudden the Broncos are still in wild card contention, the award's over. It's done right there.
Any other names stick out to you on the list? There's one for me.
Let me look through here.
It's our guy, Colorado's own, Mike McD, dude.
Ooh.
Plus 18 Huskies.
That's a great one.
Waddle and Hill are going to cook.
Mm-hmm.
If Tua is if his brain isn't broken for long enough for, to get on the field
poor
and play
Tua.
15
He's
games.
got a new sleeve.
Does it look good?
It's like the Hawaiian tribal thing.
Whoa!
But his whole right arm, yeah. He's got a new sleeve.
Oh, tattoo sleeve.
Tattoos.
I thought you meant like a throwing sleeve.
No.
I'm in. 100%.
The swag
1,000%.
meter is
All right.
going up.
I'm betting Mike McDaniel plus 1,800, and that's because I think Tua's back with that tattoo.
Other names.
You make the players.
Tua. You know what I'm saying?
Other names to look out for. Just great coaches that have great value, I think. You can get Mike Vrabel plus 3,500. I mean, I'm low on the Titans this year, but that team just seems to be a hard out year in and year out. Sean McVay plus 3,000. He's won this before. With Stafford coming off the injury, I don't think it'd be a surprise to see the Rams not being back to, this 10, 11, 12 win team that they used to be, but, fighting for a wild card. Who else do we got?
Do you want to?
Belichick plus 2,500.
Mac Jones
No,
sucks.
you're out?
No chance. Out. Honestly, there's no other NFL bets I like. I do like some futures for college football.
Oh. We can talk college football.
I mean, we have to with the Schwan, man.
All right.
I have to make the playoffs, and I hate this one
Okay.
in my soul.
Okay.
But you can get USC plus 250 to make the playoffs. Tell me why that's a bad bet. Lincoln Riley, Caleb Williams, a relatively easy Pac-12 schedule. Why? Yeah, but
Yeah, it's still
if they lose one game and win the Pac-12 title game, they're in the playoff.
their schedule does shake out for them this year. I mean, they have to go to Notre Dame. That's going to be a hard game. They have to go to Oregon, but you get Washington at home. You get Utah at home. They actually have a bye week before the Pac-12 title game because they're playing San Jose State week 0. I think they're going to win the Pac-12, and barring, one of these classic USC just fumbles and they lose a game 55-52 or whatever, I think you're right on. I'm going to go to the national championship, though.
Oh, champion?
Champion. Give me Michigan plus 800.
Get out of here.
Give it to me.
This is more Homer than my Broncos
Listen
picks.
to me, man.
Michigan's not getting that.
Listen to me, man. Harbaugh got suspended for 4 games
For buying cheeseburgers?
For buying cheeseburgers. Ridiculous. The NCAA,
Absurd.
again, just doing whatever the hell they want. This is going to light a fire into this team. Those are 4 very winnable games that they will win with if Harbaugh's on the field or not. They have the best returning quarterback of all these top teams.
Except for Caleb Williams.
Well, of course. But in terms of teams that made the playoffs
Oh,
last year.
yeah.
Georgia's got to find a new guy. Alabama wasn't in the playoff. They got to find a new guy. Ohio State's got to find a new guy. TCU's completely out of the picture.
Yeah, bye-bye.
So plus 800 to Michigan. I think they returned a lot of players, man. They reinforced that offensive line. They're going to be even better this year. I'm very confident in saying that.
Should we bet on my Fresno State Bulldogs to make it?
Oh, what do you got? Conference winner?
No, just to win the national
Oh,
championship.
my God.
At
Please.
plus 100,000?
Please.
All right, how about Buffs at plus 30,000?
I mean, I'm as high on the bus.
Isn't that
as
worth a
anyone,
couple
but
dollars at least?
You could throw $2 on it and make a decent profit, I guess, if it does happen.
Let's see. Yeah, that's $600.
Nah, man. I do love to see you over win line. I can't remember. I think DraftKings had him at 3.5. I don't know if that's moved, but they're going to be a problem for a lot of teams. I just don't think we're at that level yet of competing for national titles. So
wins for the Buffs.
3.5 plus
They're
120.
Still sitting at 3.5.
Plus 120 still. That is easy money. Take it right now.
Over 3.5 plus 120.
They may win 3 games before we get to conference play.
That would be TCU on
Nebraska,
the road.
Colorado
Nebraska, who sucks in Boulder.
And Colorado
State, who is probably better than they were last year, but we really noticed the difference. Once the Colorado went to the Pac-12, you watch these Rocky Mountain showdowns, and very clearly you see the difference between the two, just in the athletes that they can recruit.
So I talked to my guy Justin at DNVR Rams, and he always tells me, this team's gonna be a lot better. Torrey Horton's coming, man.
Sure.
He's 20 years old, very young guy, was fantastic last year, a true All-American candidate. But he's got to go up against Travis Hunter and Cormani McLean. Good luck.
That's tough.
Good luck.
That's tough. So Colorado over 3.5 plus 120. I love that. Do we have any other last bets you want to throw out there, or any of those that we talked about, your favorites that you are going to personally yourself put any money on?
Well, I've already bet the TCU spread for the Buffs. It's ridiculous. It's at 20 points. There's just no way. 20 points is way too high. I could understand, a line from somewhere to 10 or 14 or something like that.
Do you think Colorado wins that game? Because they are plus 700 right now.
It deserves a little sprinkle.
Love that.
We're going to see...
it is buff season. It's Smugfullo season.
We're going to see a lot of black and gold in the stands when we go to Fort Worth.
Dude, let's go.
Yep.
Go to Fort Worth with Jake and the crew. They're going down.
We just
road trip.
We just got a new set of tickets. So go to the events page at thednvr.com. Find the TCU trip.
Perfect.
You can buy a tailgate and a ticket. So you can come hang out with us at tailgate. All you can eat, all you can drink. You get to hang out with us, all these other Buff fans. You get a game ticket for cheaper than a lot of tickets are going for right now on the open market.
Perfect.
Yes.
Let's do it. Guys, that's going to do it for DNVR Bets. Thanks for hanging out with us. We made show history, baby.
Sir.
And we will see you next time.